this? Oh, Manz is this?
Who Manz is this? I need to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are unaware of who Jason Whitlock is, he is currently the host of Fearless, a podcast on the Blaze Network that was founded by one Glenn Beck, former Fox News host, contributor, conspiracy theorist, either way.
Yeah.
So he has his own thing, The Blaze. Candace Owens has a show over there. Jason Whitlock has a show over there. A couple other people. Very right wing, very super conservative, content over there. And if that's your bag, cool. But Jason Whitlock used to be on Fox Sports. Had a show, Speak for Yourself. Him and Marcellus Wiley was on it. For whatever reason, he bounced. And that was when he was in his phase of wearing fedoras on his little milk dud shaped head and stuff. It was a whole phase he was in where he thought, like, I'm killing with this one, right? But for whatever reason, Fox let him go. I guess he was too extreme or whatever. Let him tell the story on why he bounced, right? They couldn't handle me. They didn't want the truth. Things like that where people be like, they tried to tie my hands and I came here where I can speak how I want to. All of that stuff, right? If you're unaware, Fox Sports has been in the news lately. There is a former employee over there, a hairdresser, who filed a suit against Fox Sports for discrimination. She cited that there was, kind of a you can sleep your way to the top kind of thing. She was solicited. She allegedly was solicited by Skip Bayless, $1.5 million to have sex with him. And if you see Skip Bayless, like if you see Skip Bayless, you just like, fam, like
That's plausible.
that's like at first 1.5 million. All right, yeah. I mean, Skip, it look like it's you probably ain't pulling them like you used to pull them. You know what I'm saying? Drip Bayless over there. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, I don't, but Skip is on some hard times, man. Fox had to let Skip go, and I don't know if Skip gonna be having that 1.5 to just throw at some ass lately. So, but I'm guessing that's why Skip and Shannon was going on when they was popping. But lately, ain't nobody fucking with Skip no more. But so all of this goes down. Everybody's talking about it. Marcellus Wiley, who used to be over there, he has a podcast now where he talk about it, and that's like all he's been talking about because now it's getting him views and he's starting to get subscriptions and shit. Stephen A. talking about it on his show. So all of these people eating off of this stuff. The one person everybody seems to be focused on is Joy Taylor, right? She works over there at Fox Sports. She was on Colin Coward's show, The Herd. She was like the co-host on that. Fleeted up, started doing the on the panel for Speak for Yourself, changed to Speak. So now it's her, Michael Irvin, Paul Pierce, and there's another member on that one. I forget the third person's name, but they got a show. They be talking about sports or whatever, and she's kind of like the host of that. Jason was like, I need to get in on this. I need to tell my side of the story on what's going on and how I. So take it for what it's worth. My man is out here saying the most off the wall stuff. Nobody's believed. Like when he
As soon as
talks,
I saw his name, I
nobody like. I'll let him tell his story, and we'll see what everybody's vibes are like. Yeah, he's telling the truth. Like I understand what he's saying. So let me go ahead and set this up. And let him tell you about his experiences over at Fox Sports.
Say this to be hypercritical of Joy Taylor. I don't have harsh opinions of Joy Taylor. She's not someone that I didn't get along with. I basically, for the most part, just kept my distance from Joy Taylor. And I kept my distance not because I didn't like her, it's just because I knew myself. I know myself. I know what I'm capable of.
What what vibes is that giving you right now, Black?
Bro, what?
He knows
Know
what
myself.
he knows what he's capable of. Sir.
What do you mean, sir? What? Explain. Explain. Kept my distance from her.
Because if I got too close,
Let me tell you.
the sexual tension would have been amazing. You could have cut it with a knife.
Heat magnet.
I know what I'm capable of, and I didn't want to put her in that position to try to come after me. Okay, Jason. All right,
Or
player.
this, like CJ said,
You're right. 100%. Just tell on yourself, my boy. I know I can't control myself around women, so I just try to stay the fuck away from her.
I stayed away from that. That is grade A.
What's that shit from Boondocks? when Ruckus was talking to Grandpa, that white fever, boy, they get on you. And
That white fever.
Boy, they come around you, and they just there's nothing you can do about it. Like, that's how he's sounding right now. Like, he can't control himself around beautiful women. But I digress. Continue, Jason. Tell us your side of the story.
And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly. It's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack.
Family. Family. Nigga, this is not the 70s. What the fuck are you doing? Ooh, Lord, that big rack. Peanut butter skin.
He's like, is he serious? It sound like he over here. He's sweating hard as fuck. That big rack.
Ooh, my loins.
And that she would keep showing off and that peanut butter skin. And you looked at these pictures and you just couldn't say she's a beautiful woman. You had to that
cream on the inside,
big rack
peanut butter outside.
peanut butter skin and Lord,
Bro, that's lust. If you
that lets me, bro.
you gotta assign adjectives to this,
bro. How you came up with peanut butter skin? That lets me know, like,
quick.
Whenever you was at Fox Sports, you was thinking about that shit, bro.
Yeah.
You was,
I know what it is.
what is it?
I know it. Let it keep playing. I'll tell you exactly what it is.
All right.
Like, Jay, keep your distance. That's going to get you into trouble. And so that's what I did. I kept my distance. Because when you put some woman in a job, talking sports with a bunch of men, it's a job she's not qualified for. She's talking sports with professional athletes, people that did it at the highest level. She's talking sports with me or Colin Cowherd or other people that have like really studied sports at a super high level. What does she have to offer other than her sex appeal? And so should we be surprised that she leaned into that?
Therapy has always been such a...
Fam, what do you have to offer
That is wild.
other
That's
than sex
wild.
appeal? Now, I'm looking at that shit, right? Like, Jason Whitlock has not played sports at any level. I'm assuming at any high level.
Look at Jason Whitlock.
He said, just look at this real quick. He's like, I studied sports at a high level. Like, can I just be honest? Like, sports journalism, you don't need a degree for that shit.
You don't. You
These
just need to
motherfuckers
watch.
go and they get a degree in sports journalism. It feels like that lets them talk about sports better than anybody else who watches sports. And if that's the case, like, I haven't Googled Joy Taylor. I don't know if she has a degree in sports journalism. But if I was to Google her and see she has those credentials, like, what's stopping her from being allowed to talk sports with Colin Cowherd, who hasn't played sports at a high level, at a professional level, you, who hasn't done it, Skip, who hasn't done it, and the plethora of other, Nick Wright, who hasn't done it, fucking Chris Bouchard, who hasn't done it, Stephen A., who hasn't done it, fucking Max Kellerman, who, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are people, unless you want all of these shows to just go away and be hosted by former athletes, because if your prerequisite is you have to have done it to know to talk about it, what the fuck are you doing, Jason? Why are you here?
Exactly.
So that took
Like,
that
that's
was
some
wild.
bullshit. That's some bullshit.
As a woman,
The
what
fact
do you
that
have
she's
to
a
offer?
woman does not disqualify her from. So, like, most women I know that know sports at a very high level.
Right.
Like, if they're into that shit,
Yeah.
they're into it. And if they study it to talk about it, they study it to talk about it. And I'm finding this out now. One of the smartest people I know in journalism, period, is a woman, Kimmy Sokol. She talks wrestling, but she talks it at such a high level, and she follows it like. I'm way older than Kimmy, but I look up to her as a journalist because she's studied the shit. She puts her craft like first. She comes up with things that get people involved in it. Like, the fact that she's a woman should have zero to do with this shit. Like, that's sexist and that's misogynist.
Yeah. But he's speaking the truth. That's why he's at the Blaze. So he can speak his truth. But give us a little bit more there, Jason.
No, we should. They put her in that position where it's the only thing she had to offer, and so she offered it up and got what she wanted. Let's think this through. As if you go into the lawsuit and the things that Nusheen says and the way she says things played out, Joy Taylor was some sort of fill-in talk show host down in Miami who, you know, people in Miami kind of knew who she was. I think she may have had some association with Dan Le Batard or whatever, but she hadn't taken Miami by storm as a radio talk show host. She was a little extra, attractive girl, Jason Taylor's sister. Hey, let's put her on radio. But she hadn't really done anything. But somehow, she's qualified to be the host of Undisputed, a debate show between Skip Bayless, who, like him or not, was an accomplished sports journalist for a time, and a Hall of Fame football player in Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe reached the top of the sports industry. Skip Bayless reached the top of the sports media industry. And Joy Taylor had done some radio work down in Miami. What does she have to offer? So how does she get that job? How does she even get that opportunity? Because she's got a big pair of cans, and she's, according to Sheen, she's willing to let people enjoy those big cans of hers.
Bam.
Go ahead and close you out there, Jason. You embarrassing yourself, my boy.
Bam.
Thoughts, my guy?
You know when that one dude You know when that one dude like who really liked that girl and he gets put in the friend zone? You know what I mean? Like,
that's the vibe he putting off.
Yeah.
I didn't want her anyway.
Yeah. I didn't want it anyway. It's like the guy that wasn't good enough for the Desert Queen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know, this is the vibe it's giving me. Now, allegedly, the lawsuit, like he said, the person who's filed it saying that there's a high executive at, and here are some of the Cliff's notes of it. One of the executives there at Fox Sports, she claims Joy was sleeping with him, and that's how she kept getting her opportunities. They were at a holiday party, and the dude was standing next to Joy and like grabbed her buttocks, right? And she was just like, "Yo, Joy, that's wrong." And Joy was just like, "Oh, get over it." Emmanuel Acho, who was one of the hosts on Speak, she was like, her and him were smashing. That's how he brought her onto the show and all of that stuff. Emmanuel Acho has been super silent about it, as he should. You know, let the legal process go.
Shit.
You don't have to say shit about nothing. If you know that don't have nothing to do with you, keep pushing, keep doing your job, right? But some people are looking at that shit like, man, Acho hella quiet about this shit, you know. But it's either here nor there. Like, grown people gonna do grown people stuff, whatever, right?
Yeah, bro.
If they both single, they both doing whatever they got to do. That's what it is. But Jason Whitlock is giving me the everybody else hit it but me.
Exactly.
And it's not because I chose to.
It's not fair.
It's not. It wasn't because. It wasn't. What is it? It's not by choice that you
Right.
didn't hit.
Right.
That's
not
that's
fair.
the energy. It's Joy. You let everybody else. It's my turn, Joy. That's the energy he's giving.
Why am I not good enough for you? Because Jason.
Look at you. Like it's. This is legit sad. Like, there are ways to talk about it. Like, if you want content for it, bro, to go in like this on a woman in a very male dominated occupation, and are upset that she's getting opportunities, because Whitlock, it's not like you're giving the vibe like she took a spot from you.
Right.
Like you were on the come up and you were eligible to have a show on Fox, and they turned you down and gave it there. Like some reverse affirmative action type stuff. That's the vibe this is putting off to me. I'm like, bro, you was there. You had a spot. You had a whole show. And you fucked it up. Right?
Right.
And you fucked it up. And then now she's getting these opportunities and you mad because in your eyes, there's some gatekeeping thing to where you have to have been whatever standards you have on how to study, like who have studied sports at a high, studied sports. What do you mean watch it?
That's insecurity.
You mean watch sports?
That's what that
You
is.
study sports. Ain't no class on, like for like, journalism. Yes, like I feel there's things you need to learn when you're trying to cover the ethics of journalism, all of that stuff. So journalism, yes. But when you talk about sports journalism, like that's a whole nother course. Like, no, you just need to know journalism and then watch sports and then apply with, like, sports journalism is the like, you got to learn. Because you go to YouTube right now and find sport commentators for whatever team. Like, you go there, Carolina Hurricanes hockey, YouTube. There is probably some 18-year-old in North Carolina who knows the history of the Carolina Hurricanes from when they were the Hartford Whales and came down here as an expansion team, can tell you everything about them and cover the Hurricanes probably for any major sport network. Better. Yep. And that's low-key why people like Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharp and stuff, like, they didn't go to school for sports journalism, but just because they played the sports, it's just
their expertise is their experience.
Yes.
That makes them a SME in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and people like Jason get threatened when people who didn't go through the old way of getting into the game are now in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Shannon Sharp, he like best sports podcast nominee, all of this other stuff. He Club Shay Shay, all of this stuff like that. Like, it's to the point where the people like him, because Stephen A. starting to do his own YouTube show now after he saw what Shay made after that interview with Cat Williams.
Yep.
Stephen A. up there with his fucking horrible ass shirts and shit. Fucking Stephen A. can't dress.
Fuck it, we go on
he
YouTube.
He trying to get up there and talk like he had one episode where he was talking about Jason Whitlock and he was trying to like, oh, this is about to be a real one. He up there, did you tell him about that? You little bitch. I'm like, ooh, look, Stephen A. say bitch. Like he's acting like he's off the hinges now. Ooh, shaking the table. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at this and this is so pathetic. You know, like to weigh in like this, not letting the legal thing process. Because what if this all comes out and it finds out that the person filing the lawsuit fabricated this whole thing?
Right.
Now what you gonna do, Jason?
You can't really apologize because that you kind of passed an apology at this point.
What do you
like
do?
You defamated this woman's character. You said that she sleeps around. You are not said it, but you implied that she sleeps around. She uses her body to get promotions. Like, dude, y'all got to stop doing this shit, bro. Like, that can't be the play no more. Like these women, this ain't the fucking 40s, bro. And you got to put in the work. And if you're not putting in the work and just comfortable just being ass at what you do, these ladies are going to fucking outwork you. So that age-old excuse of, well, she used her body to get where she is, like, women don't even think like that. So stop accusing them of shit because they doing shit better than you. Get off your fucking ass, make some good content, make people agree with the shit that you putting out instead of putting out bullshit ass takes like this shit, and you'll do better, Jason. Be mad because her can's better than yours.
Maybe I should have worn my V-necks out here. The thing when it comes to that, it's a lot of people that are upset because the culture's changing, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, like First Take was that show. You had all these like sport talk shows, and then all of a sudden, you know, Shannon blows up, right? Pat McAfee blows up. Just YouTube channels, right? There's a few like 700,000 subscribers, things like that, of people who cover sports in the way they like to do it, in a comical way, focusing on just one team. However they do it, they're just themselves.
Yep.
The time of people like Jason Whitlock and Skip Bayless, and I would even say Colin Cowherd, like a lot of these guys who do sport talk radios that have been doing it for 20, 30 plus years, like nobody cares about that no more. You know, nobody's going to sit there and listen to you talk about, you know, I don't like the transfer portal now because these kids are entitled. And bro, it's sorry.
Yeah,
like
it is
what it is. Like these kids out here putting their bodies on the line for this university, as the university profits the fuck off of them and they get nothing.
Yep.
They mess around, earn the university $20 million for advancing in the playoffs. He gets an ACL tear, can't play football anymore. What's he get? Nothing. So that they got to look out for themselves. But y'all don't like that. You know, all these coaches, Nick Saban, I got to retire. I can't deal with this. Bye. You've made your money. You've made your millions. These coaches are bouncing all over the place. Like, nobody wants this whole back in my day type fucking coverage on sports anymore. You know?
Why would you want it harder on the people? Like, why would you want your experience to be the people behind you's experience?
Because that puts you at the top. Because you have the experience. Like, the longer you're in the game, the more experience you got, so you can look down and make choices and shit. Like, that's where Skip was at. Where Skip was just like, you going to work with me, I get top billet, you this, you that, you that. And that's when Shannon was just like, I can't fuck with this shit no more. I'm out.
Yeah, fuck this shit.
And then Skip found out so fast that he was not the one carrying the show.
Yeah.
Tried to bring Mike Irvin and Richard Sherman and fucking Keyshawn Johnson and all these other people. And people are like, bro, fuck this show.
Yep.
And that's why, hey, Stephen A., say what you want. When Shannon became a free agent, Stephen A. did everything he could to get him over the First Take.
Yep.
And then now the numbers are going back up. And then Shannon's still doing his Club Shay Shay joint. He's still doing the nightcap with Ocho. and numbers is big. Cam Newton got his own podcast and stuff. His numbers was getting big. ESPN was like, "Hey, you want to do you want to host First Take with us every Friday?" They bringing him in. These like networks like ESPN are smart. They're looking at the shit like who's popping on YouTube, who's got the following. We're gonna bring them in because one, they got a fresh take, a fresh perspective on stuff. Two, they're gonna bring their what up, B Rex in the building.
Brian, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, they're gonna bring their following over, and we could possibly get them to start, checking in on First Take every now and then. Fox Sports does not do that. They're not looking at the up and coming stuff. They're just stuck on we'll get athletes.
They're in their bubble,
and we'll get this right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I'll tell you, man. The minute I looked at this thing and I heard he was like, because she has that big rack and the peanut butter skin and those cans, I was like, bro, you sound so.
Bro he was in love. He fell in love. Oh my God, that peanut butter skin and that.
Let me tell a story, but I'll redact the names. We were on a deployment in 2003 in Baghdad, and there was a coworker of ours who had a thing for another coworker of ours, and we were all in the same tent. And the one coworker he had a thing for.
I've heard this before.
He saw them come in and go into the section of another member of our tent, and that person was not the same. Devastated. It was a visible and an audible. To the point I went and checked on them. That's Jason. Jason saw her step into the Fox Sports headquarters and was just like, she's my queen to be. And then he saw her with people like Acho and shit like he'll never be. He's just
and
like,
I wish I never met her.
It was
at all.
It was of Africa, I know. From the way she looked at me. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, was unhappily married with children. And I wish I never met her.
But what?
At all.
Is that he was like, but what about me? Maybe in another life.
Things could be the way we both desired.
He said, but what about me? And in the video, he drive by her house and she out there with the family. He
kids and the husband.
bro. That's you, Jason. You're Carl Thomas. I wish I never met her at all. Jason Whitlock. Bro, I need you to lock it the fuck up, bro. Get your shit together. And if this comes out that all of these accusations are false, the apology gotta be 10 times as loud as this disrespect, my boy.
Bro, fact. That is a fact.
Bro,
like, you cannot
bro, you better show up at her house.
Roses.
Laid like kissing her feet. Fucking
she needs to be the queen of Zamunda to you,
yes.
bro. Like, show up with everything. Cans.
Those big, like, bro, just say titties. At this point, just say titties, bro. You're on this network where you can say wherever you want. She shows up the big rack, and what was this, Mad Men? Fucking,
she got guns in that shirt.
Fucking 1940s. Yeah, see, she got some cans. the bazooms on those.
The bazooms, the jugs.
The augas. You know what I'm saying? Jason, lock it up,
Hubba,
man.
hubba, hubba.
Pick your jaw up off the floor. Get over your feelings. And use that sports journalism degree, education, to talk about fucking sports. And quit worrying about who's sleeping with who, man. Males sit and be jealous. That's a female's trait. What you mad because she pushed dimes and you not playing. Anyway. Hey, yeah, Jason. So congratulations. So far you are beating Tyrese this year.
Oh yeah,
you are
strong.
You are, as of now, the favorite to win the award for 2025. So that's one thing Joy can't say she has. So if you win, you can put it on your resume and hopefully get a show somewhere else. But
It's all about achievement.
It's not something you want to put on your achievement. But Jason, get your shit together, man. Let us head back to our regularly scheduled programming and wrap up episode 1 of season 6.